What is up? What is up, folks? How is everybody doing this morning? Good to see everybody gathering there in the chat. Always love to see that. Um, Sorry, it's been a day or two since we've been here and done this, but um, we're yeah, we made it. We had that we had that last late live what was it? Saturday night? Am I my days and nights are got kind of swapped around and confused. There's been so much stuff going on lately, but anyway, so I figured we'd get back on our morning schedule. Yeah, I seen the comment about Miss Susan. She's probably not going to make it, so that kind of sucks. But oh, hey, Miss Debbie, thank you. Yeah, I decided to play around with it, do something a little different. This is less busy, so it'll put a little bit more emphasis on myself, which not necessarily a good thing, but I don't know. The other was good to start with, but I feel like it was just a little bit too busy. So anyway, we'll try that. So, but thank you very much, Miss Debbie. Thank you, thank you. How is my volume? Do I sound low? Do I sound anything at all sound wrong with me? Um, let's see who we got here. Keza, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Let's see. Put that on the screen. All right. Let's see. We got Lisset. Hey, good to see you, Lisset. Been missing you lately. It was really nice to see you. Uh, really nice to see you the other evening. So yeah, the more you can show up, the better. Oh, hey, Lisset, thank you. Awesome for joining. Y'all give Miss Lisset a good warm welcome as our newest member, and just I guess a public service announcement. um, I figure I'll give it a couple weeks just to get get a good few people um, joined, and then we'll start doing some members lives. I have to come up with. I mean, there's always email and stuff like that, but I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Um, I'm thinking what I'll do mostly for my members lives is probably by request. There's a lot of different subjects that here and there people have said they would like to look into. So I'm going to be looking for y'all's input on that. I know that Miss Susan she wants to look at the moon landing, and so yeah, anything like that that's off topic, off subject. If you want to look into that, let me know, and we will definitely do that on one of our members' lives. So Daisy time in the house. How you doing, Daisy? Good to see you. Let's see. All right, we got Keza. Let's see. Uh, Gamer in the house. How are you doing, Gamer? I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before. If you have, you're gonna have to forgive me. If not, I just wanna let you know about the rule we have. We have a rule that says if you ever show up once in the chat, that you got to show up every time, or at least as many as you can. So hopefully you will abide by that rule, and we'll see you in the chat lots. So good to have you, everybody. Make sure and let or make Gamer feel very welcome, which I know you will do. So let's see here. Oh, we got the Real One podcast in the chat too. All right, who else we got? Who else we got? Kelly, what is up? Good morning, Kelly. How are you doing? All right, is that it for now? Let's see. That appears to be it for now. No, not yet. Oh, Amelia. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Hopefully we'll be seeing you more too. This is the best, coolest chat on the internet. I promise you. So, we love to have y'all. And, yeah, it's just, everybody loves hanging out. It's a fun time for everybody. So, the Adams Acre. Hey, how you doing this morning? Good to see you here. All right. Let's see. Here we got username. Hey, good morning, username. How are you doing? It's good to see you here. Thank you for stopping in. I'm sure you just heard me, but I'll just remind you, if you ever pop up in the chat, the rule is you got to show up every time, or at least as many as you can. So I hope you'll abide by that rule and be here a lot. So, um, absolutely. Listen, it took, it was a rough road, but we finally made it. So, guy, I love it. Hey, killing me, Smalls. Hey, how are y'all? How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Oh yeah, Miss Debbie gifted that membership. That's awesome. Thank you, Debbie. All right, all right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I just about passed over that. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Lisa. That's so generous. I really do appreciate that. It was a long time coming. Hmm. I didn't think I was ever going to get here, and I prefer this to the PayPal, Venmo, and all right. I think that's it. We will obviously try to keep up as we go on chats and such. So yeah. Without further ado, oh well, I'm going. Okay, so I'm gonna say a little something about it before we get started. So, whoops. So I finally feel so vindicated. Um, I absolutely love it. You know, several people. One of the main ones has been Blake Bednar's. Why won't she talk about this? Why won't she talk about this? Does she really think it was a gun? And look, I felt the same way, but I always thought that there was probably a reason. There's a method to the madness, as we know, as we've seen over and over and over again. There generally is a method to the madness, and she generally has some type of plan. And she knows what her end goal is. She knows how she plans on getting there, and that's just what she does, regardless. For the very first time in over 8 months, last night she jumped on board with us. No, did she come out and just absolutely say without a doubt, I 100% believe this? No, but she finally brought up the microphone, the exploding microphone theory, and brought up some other situations that I had no idea about, which are very interesting and could possibly be related in some way, or if nothing else, just lends a little, credence to the argument. So um, it was if anybody has not seen Candace's show from last night, do yourself a favor. Please go back and watch it. We are going to watch a chunk of it here. So we'll watch this, and then, like I said, y'all go back and be her replay crew. So it was very good. And Barron's was so good that I'll probably have to hit on his maybe tomorrow morning. So but this morning's going to be Candace. I think that I for one, I just want to brag. Um, you know, I've done these shows with John, and that's kind of the road I've been going down, and where that's what I believe until something else is proven to me. So yeah, it really tickled the hell out of me to hear her bring that up. So I just couldn't believe it. Guys, give me just 1 second here. I have got to swap this cable out on my headphones. I plugged a new one up, and it is not doing it for me. So if y'all will give me like 30 seconds, I will be right back and we will get to it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hit go, and then I'll be doing it in the meantime. All right, guys, here we go. Fire in the hole.
Never stop asking questions. It's what keeps you free. That was something that Charlie Kirk expressed often to his great many followers. The organization that he built was actually built upon that philosophy, and it has since done a complete and mysterious 180. They don't want us asking any questions, specifically about Charlie's assassination. They say, or they're trying to present as though it's a sign of true friendship to stay mum, to not prod the positively absurd narrative. And that's actually pretty ironic because Charlie was a friend to President Trump. They let us know every minute of every day. And do you know what he thought? Do you want to know something that he formally rejected? The Butler, Pennsylvania assassination narrative, assassination attempt narrative, if you will. He did not buy it for 1 second. So credit to ex-user Crystal Smallin for digging up this gem of Charlie unpacking why he didn't accept the narrative. Take a listen.
And by the way, Miss Crystal Smallin, congratulations. I already texted her. I put it on X, but I want to say it again. Congratulations on the shout out. And hey, I appreciate your hard work, and that right there is what it's all about when Miss Candace shouts you out. So her post on that went absolutely viral on X, like 500,000 views or something yesterday, I believe. So anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. I don't see her in the chat, but maybe she'll see this later, and so I wanted to congratulate her again on the Candace shout out.
The more we learn about Trump getting shot in the assassination attempt, the less it makes sense. This is one of the largest scandals in American history. Probably even the same as JFK. By the way, if it wasn't for divine providence, Donald Trump would be dead right now. 2 bullets went right by him, one of which hit him and he got shot. We now know that the shooter was identified by Secret Service 3 hours beforehand, that there was a roof unattended 120 yards away from Trump. In broad daylight, the shooter brought out a ladder from his car that he bought at Home Depot, climbed the ladder with a rifle, set himself up. People saw him, Trump supporters. Police did nothing. Secret Service did nothing. He was able to set up a shot unobstructed of the president. How was this possible exactly? Was this malevolent?
I mean, look at the freaking, it's amazing. I mean, it's like he's talking about his own situation. Is it not? Am I wrong? Almost every single one of those details that he just named off is something that happened. I mean, even the distance, but the roof not being watched 120 yards away. Like all of the, like just about step by step by step by step. He doesn't realize it, but he is describing his own unfortunate demise, I guess, is a nice way of putting it. But it's crazy. It just blows my mind, and obviously it blew Candace's mind too for her to shout it out like she did.
Was this just incompetence? This involved potentially dozens of people that were in law enforcement. Oh, and even one more. Local law enforcement climbed up the ladder and the guy pointed a gun at him and he just walked away. Why wasn't there a call to take Trump off stage?
And by the way, he did mess up just a little bit on one point there. And you know what? I can give him grace on that. There was a lot of stuff flying back and forth, but Thomas Crooks did not, in fact, climb up a ladder to get on the roof. He went up the air conditioner and, got it that way. So anyway, thought I'd clarify that. But it's crazy.
Oh, we have a commotion. Take Trump off stage. Why didn't the counter sniper team go off scope and not do their job? Why was there no drone reconnaissance or helicopter support? I'm just a layman. I'm not a military guy. I'm not in personal protection, but.
And absolutely go watch that thing, that show of Tucker's on Crooks. It is good work.
I'm also not a moron. Was this a setup? What's going on here? And the lack of concern from the media is so telling, because
if you ask questions about his murder, you are a moron, though, or at least that's what we're told. You can't ask questions about him, even though the man that now is has sadly left us. He was never afraid to ask questions, and it just blows my mind how everybody that is given people like me, you, I mean, and of course all the bigger ones too, but giving us such a hard time and making us out to be such terrible, horrible people for asking the questions that we're asking. how they can do that, knowing that Charlie always asks questions. Charlie said, "You have to keep asking questions. It's the only thing that keeps us free."
There are many members of the media that want Donald J. Trump dead, and they don't want to get to the bottom of this. We were 2 inches away from one of the...
Oh, and Miss Debbie, I'm sorry, I meant to pull that up. And I scrolled right past her, got sidetracked. Thank you very much, Miss Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate it. Y'all are amazing.
The darkest chapters in American history. No one has been fired, no one has resigned, and no one will probably be held accountable. But this is one of the
I mean, look, I can't swear to it, but word is, Candace says anyway, and I mean, she's pretty well, she's about proved everything that she's ever said to me, but word is she offered Dan Flood a raise. And this is the man that let her husband die on his watch. I mean, I hate to be that way, but this, when you're in that business, it is a zero fail. It's just a zero fail. Like, failure is not an option, because if failure happens, somebody dies. And, you know, I'm sorry, but when somebody dies on your watch, when you're paid to protect them, I mean, in most cases, I mean, I would absolutely not hold it against somebody for letting you go. Whether at the end of the day, everybody, you know, came to the conclusion it was your fault or not. It's just not a good look. And yet she offers him a raise.
Strangest, most suspicious stories in American history. Put in the comments what you think actually happened, because it doesn't make any sense.
Wow, Charlie, I couldn't have said it better myself. I feel like he just summed up the last 9 months of my investigation, where nothing makes sense. Yeah, you're right. What was up with the security apparatus? What were his friends doing? Right? No one called 911. Mikey McCoy didn't call. He called his wife.
Thank you, Daisy Time.
If Terrell starts recording him, it is so chilling to hear Charlie basically describe regarding Butler what we have all recognized regarding his assassination. Nothing adds up. Nothing is making sense. Yeah, we may just be the laymen, but we can think. We can think rationally. And a person who is acting remarkably suspicious is his own wife. So no, Charlie, yours assessment that Butler would be one of the darkest chapters of American history was wrong. In fact, your assassination is much darker and much deeper, and it may even include and feature Donald J. Trump in the story, because we have questions about his lack of inaction. He asks, why didn't they fire anybody? Well, Charlie, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your wife is actually going to offer your members in your security team a raise after your assassination.
Absolutely just amazing. It blows my mind.
Like she did to Dan Flood. Nothing makes sense. The team being offered
It's the headband, Miss Debbie. It's the headband. I'm not a fan. I mean, look, she can look however she wants. I mean, my input, I don't even care, but I'm just saying it is the headband. I believe that's what it is.
Motions after your assassination. Anyway, moving on, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going on a journey, which actually begins on August 23rd, 2022. There was a man named Mark A. Leety, and he died in a rather bizarre accident. The initial story is that he was in his
always an accident
backyard messing around with his burn barrel when something suddenly exploded. And they don't know what exactly it is that exploded in that burn barrel, but something did and caused a piece of shrapnel to hit his neck and end his life. Mark Leety was just 48 years young. Take a listen to local news coverage of the event.
It's being called a freak accident. A healthy, active 48-year-old killed when something inside the burn barrel he was using ignited, causing an explosion, sending shrapnel flying through the air.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Chris Leety is still trying to process the death of his younger brother, Mark.
he was burning papers or whatever. This was the story that I got, and something exploded. Something was in there. Something exploded, and a piece had come up, and
And it's sad that in this day and time, people like myself and y'all, the first thing that comes to mind is, well, how did this something get in there? Who put it there? What was the purpose of it being there? There's got to be more to the story. And it's sad, but it's just the way it is. Yeah, people like me and you have to always ask, well, what's the rest of the story? There has to be more to it. And we all know why. I mean, it is what it is, but once you're lied to so many times, that's just kind of the way you start looking at life.
that was it. I'm still in shock. At some point, I will try to put my arms around it, but at this point now, I can't.
The Leedy family still doesn't
Yeah, Miss Debbie, I got a black friend. He always says black don't crack.
know what ignited inside the barrel that caused that explosion.
Right, Daisy, shrapnel. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Crystal, good to see you here. I was just talking all kinds of mad shit about you. We just shouted you out. Congratulations, Crystal. So how many views does that post have now? Last time I heard or seen, I think it was over 500,000 or something like that, if I can remember right.
How curious. Okay. His neck hit with a piece of shrapnel.
Good morning, Brig. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here.
From an explosive. You can obviously tell that his brother has questions about that narrative. And he wasn't the only one, by the way. Mark Leedy's.
Tina has chickens. Hey, I like chickens. How are you doing? I know this is the first time I've seen you. And so welcome everybody in the chat. Please make sure she feels super welcome, which I don't have to say. They always do. Best chat on the internet. So finally in the rule, if you show up once in the chat, we expect you here every time, or at least as much as possible. So hopefully you will adhere to the rules and we'll be seeing you more, seeing you a lot. For months and months and months, I just was like, it drove me crazy. Like, I know she can't believe that he was shot with a bullet. She's been saying for months now that it was not a 30-06. It makes no sense. What does she think? Or why will she not say? Well, she could be looking into all this in the background, and obviously she has. But it sounds like, maybe she's not all in, but she sounds like she's dipped more than just her toes into it. But yes, I felt vindicated, and I was super happy whenever I saw this. I was like, hell yes, she's come over to our side. So anyway, I thought it was great. So, yes, exactly, Tina. I don't know if this is the first time you've checked me out. Maybe you've seen a bunch of stuff, heard a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, if you have not checked me out yet, if you go back a few weeks, I had John Aaron Bray on, and he's just amazing. We did a couple hours, and he was him at his finest. And then there's another one. That was the second time. There was another one on like a couple months before that. All that to say, he has committed to coming on the show with us here once a month. So we will, we were talking yesterday, matter of fact, and so that is coming up in the very near future. He'll be back on, and like I said, once a month from here on out. So Brig looks like our newest member. Thank you. Everybody make Brig feel real welcome as our newest member. That is so cool. So all right, let's see. All right, I think I'm kind of all caught up here, so let's hit it again. Yeah, don't be short on the likes now. Y'all don't be stingy on the likes. Y'all make sure and hit them likes.
Best friends had questions as well. One of his friends in particular, who he had known since high school, did not fully accept the burn barrel narrative. The first reason was due to what
kind of like his his podcaster friend that kind of helped him get his company up and running and well established and all that,
Mark Leedy
there's always that pesky friend in the background that just doesn't believe the narrative.
did for a living. Mark Leedy, not mentioned here in that news clip, was a supervisor for a company called Surefire Wireline LLC. That is in.
Now we got to check and see if this Surefire LLC has any kind of connections to, oh Lord, AES here in Tennessee. So that's something I think I'll be checking into. Maybe others have already done it. Maybe there's nothing there, but it is something I'm going to look into.
Kittening, Pennsylvania. Okay.
That would just be too convenient.
Okay. Surefire Wireline works with oil and gas companies, and they specialize in what's known as pump down perforating for oil and gas wells. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you. You don't need to know much. Essentially, what it means is that they punch holes so that oil and gas can flow through horizontally. Okay, now why am I telling you that? Why do we need to know about that? Because that technique requires the use of a very specific explosive known as PETN. Think back to when you used to watch like Bugs Bunny, the Road Runner, and they always had the TNT explosive. Well, things have been updated since, and now the favorite explosive that is used is PETN, okay? So Mark Leedy's high school friend, one of his best friends, did not believe that he had died because he just burned some random stuff in a barrel.
PETN, does that sound familiar? PETN is the substance that me and John have talked about, and he has talked about numerous places. One of the more common, ingredients or mixes, whatever substances that they use in shape charges. So, pretty interesting point there. But PETN is some very powerful shit. Miss Debbie, so kinda somewhat, but I got my good old buddy Brett's gonna help me look into that. So it's been crazy around here, so I haven't really been able to dig in deep, but I have not forgotten. That's actually on my list to do, and I have, like I said, I have looked at it, but I'm gonna get a little help digging in deeper to it.
Because
not the last we've heard of that, I promise.
He knew that Mark had access to very dangerous explosives, and also that Mark knew how to deal with them, right? He was particularly careful with those explosives. He knew how to handle them, rather. And then there's this. Allegedly, Mark A. Leedy had confessed to his longtime high school friend just a week.
Smalls, I mean, who knows? We've not heard anything about any kind of soil analysis or, anything. The narrative has been a gun and a gunshot, 30-06 to the neck. And so any kind of analysis on that, anything at all to do with some type of explosive like that, their 30-06 narrative goes out the window. So I am not expecting that at all. That's just my thoughts on it. And hopefully we do, see something. But, again, one of the main reasons I feel like the thing got paved over, 4 days later, is to keep anything from like that, anything like that from being looked into. So, and according to Brian Harpole, he cut his or ripped his shirt off or whatever. So, who knows? Maybe he didn't, but there's a good chance he may have gotten rid of the shirt himself. Hey, got to get rid of that. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Hopefully we will see anyway. I hope to hear some stuff about that in the future. Cody Nichols in the house. Hey buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, are you going to be available today? I meant to text you back yesterday, and God almighty, it has been so insane lately. It is just ridiculous. But let me know what it's looking like for you today, and I believe I could probably give you a holler here in a little bit. We need to talk for sure. All right, back after it.
Before he died, that he had illegally taken some explosives from his job. the ATF was apparently investigating him for this. At least that's what was told to what Courtney Fief, who was a former ATF agent, confided to.
Like I said, I'll holler back at you, but yeah, I'm gonna try to give you a call today if you're available.
Somebody that he had this confession a week before he died. By the way, just as a general question, why would any person want to?
And thanks again, buddy. Thank you.
Steal explosives from work, right? To be clear, just a tiny bit, a couple of grams of PETN causes a massive explosion. I'm going to demonstrate for you guys in a little bit. So it begs the question: what could a person do with larger amounts of it? Is there like a black market for those types of explosive? Otherwise, why risk blowing yourself up, taking it from work, getting into trouble, being investigated by the feds? Was there somebody on the outside that was seeking to buy it in larger quantities on the side? The answer is I don't know. What I do know is what happened on July 13th, 2024, just 30 minutes away from Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
Different circumstances, obviously, but seems so eerily similar in several different ways.
And this happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump survived an assassination attempt while on stage.
And I'm sorry, not this specifically, but you know, the whole deal with the burn barrel and the shrapnel in the neck. It's just so weird.
At his rally. The sad part is that Mark Leedy's longtime high school.
Yes, Miss Debbie, that's what we're doing. We're trying to get that set up. We both had so much going on, but we are going to get that set up, and we are going to get that done. It's been insane here, and I know he's had some stuff going on too. So, but yes, we're trying to get that worked out.
Friend who didn't exactly buy the narrative of the barrel, he did not survive. Mark Lee's friend's name was Corey Comparator. Yes, it was Corey Comparator who Mark Leedy had confided his secret to, that he had done something that he wasn't supposed to. But again, I'll ask the question, to what end? Did he tell Corey more about what he was doing with those explosives? Sadly, neither man is alive today. As we know, Corey and his family had quite an odd evening the night of Pennsylvania, the Butler rally in Pennsylvania, because they didn't.
Now, this little detail, this little nugget she's about to throw out here, I did not realize. And maybe that's just my own ignorance, or maybe it's my fault. I did not know this. And this to me is really, really telling.
They weren't supposed to be in the front of the audience to see President Trump speak. In fact, Corey had grabbed regular tickets for he and his family. They were amongst the crowd. So they were quite surprised when, while waiting in a large crowd, an unknown woman asked them if they'd like to be escorted to the very front. Who was this woman?
We got to find out who the woman was. Surely somebody has some footage of that happening. Surely to God, somebody has some footage. And you know what? As much reach as this lady right here has, I got a feeling somebody will reach out with said footage. So I guess we'll just have to be patient on that. But I bet you somebody's got some footage on that.
Surely, with so many cameras reporting live from the rally, someone must have captured this moment. Who was it that had the authority to make such a move happen? That's a big authority, right? Corey Comparator then is shot in the head. It's worth noting that Mark A. Leedy is also friends with various members of the Crooks family on Facebook. That, of course, could just be a small
It could be. It could be.
Town coincidence. We can't really extrapolate anything from that. I'm just mentioning it as a fact because it is one. Anyway, let's hit fast forward again. Just 2 months after the Butler shooting, Corey Comparator loses his life. And then a never-before-seen terror attack is executed with precision, which involves PETN explosives. On September 17th and on September 18th of 2024, there was a massive series of pager explosions across Lebanon and Syria, wounding more than 3,000 people and killing 12 people, including 2 children. I'm going to allow you to listen.
Yes, absolutely, Kez. And look, a lot of people are really hard on, especially some of the bigger creators, and I get it. about how the rules are different for them and this, that, and the other. How did they get so big? How did they grow so fast? But, and look, those are valid questions, especially I would say with some of them. Uh, but, like Candace specifically, she has such an important role to play, especially when it comes to connecting the dots. Because with her reach and with her years of, doing this and being involved in all the things she's been involved with, she's got a lot of connections to a lot of different things besides the reach. When she gets on a podcast and asks for information on something, a video clip, what have you, there's a lot of people hears that. So, if nothing else, to me, the bigger creators, her specifically, really, really have an important role to play, if for no other reason that, of course, obviously there are way more reasons than that, especially in her case. But yeah, she, that is one thing about her is when she asks for something, generally sooner or later, she'll get it.
And to these survivor stories of people who were not the intended targets. Take a listen.
On a normal day in September 2024, Hussein Taini was playing at home in southern Lebanon when an unfamiliar noise rang out from his dad's pager.
بس هيدا الرمي كانت كتير غريبة ولما جيت انه حملتها قربتها كتير على عيوني يعني عطتني كلمة ايرور والسهم عشان اكبس اوكي اجيت بدي اكبس اوكي انفجرت.
In another home in southern Lebanon, Sarah Jafal had no time to respond after picking up a family member's pager. She has undergone 45 surgeries in 9 months, with additional procedures to come, including reconstructive surgery on her face and fingers. She has lost 4 fingers in the attack, 2 of which are now fused together, and is waiting to receive a prosthetic right eye. While Hezbollah has admitted that most of the dead and wounded were its fighters or staff, the explosions also seriously injured many civilians.
Okay. So you should know that the pagers were rigged, as I told you, with PET and explosive. The intended target were Hezbollah operatives. But what I want to draw your attention to is just the trajectory of their injuries, right? So these people, they heard the pager go off, whether it was their dad's pager or their uncle's pager. They went to go grab the pager. They held it in their hands and to get it.
Now, one important thing to note with the pagers, yes, by all appearances anyway, it was PETN that was used. Now, me and John have talked about this. He's, of course, talked about it in other places. Those were a lot more dramatic explosions. There was, a lot more, there was no disguising it, hiding it, or, there was no confusing where it came from. That being said, I've not ever heard anybody say that they were shape charges, including the ones that are taking credit for this. So that is why they're so much more dramatic than the incident with Charlie. With Charlie's, what we think is that it was a shape charge, and obviously a much smaller amount is required when you use a shape charge, because it directs all of the energy in one direction instead of, like with the pagers and the walkie-talkies, it was just like a radial explosion, and all the pressure went everywhere. Again, with Charlie's situation, if it was a shape charge like we think that it was, it would have kept it from appearing so violent, and it would have taken way less because it directs all its energy in one direction.
To go off, you had to hit the OK button. Hit the OK button, and it subsequently exploded. This is why it took off their fingers. In one case, it took off a person's nose because it means its trajectory is going from here to here. And in many cases, it took out their eye because they were looking at it. Okay. PETN, exploding, shrapnel. And of course, because of the shrapnel, they have cuts all over their faces. So we know who did this, obviously, because they were very proud that they did this. It was Israel. How did they do it? Well, they interrupted the supply chain of pagers by creating a bunch.
Thanks again, Cody. I appreciate you. And cool. I should have a little while today.
Bunch of fake shell companies and selling the rigged pagers to people who were affiliated with Hezbollah. Admittedly, by the way, kind of genius. The thought of how they infiltrated was, well, pagers are a very dated technology, and there are only so many people who are mass buying pagers, right? Not many people are bulk purchasing them, so to speak.
And I'm so glad that I'm so glad that you've been able to be here the last several times I've went live. I always love to see you in the house, Miss Debbie. You're one of the OGs. Not that I don't love everybody here.
But the exact details of where they interrupted the supply chain, how they manufactured these pagers, how they amassed the PE-10, or where they amassed the PE-10 explosive from.
Possibly this place in Pennsylvania she was talking about, maybe, allegedly, perhaps.
Where that assembly took place of the rig tech, all that information remains unknown. What is known is how proud the Mossad was and is of their ability to infiltrate specifically companies and organizations. And I'm just going to let you listen to one of the Mossad agents.
What's up, Jax? Good morning. Good to see you in the chat. The chat is jumping. We got several in the house, and we just got one more. It is good to see you there. Yes, thanks for showing up. We've got some new ones in there, and yeah, we're just having a good time.
And applauding their abilities to do just that, following the pager attack of how they did it. Take a listen.
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel, shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
So the company in Taiwan,
That last statement, the world is our stage.
Gold Apollo, did they know that they were working with people from Mossad?
Gold Apollo had zero clue that they are working with the Mossad.
And neither did Hezbollah.
When they are buying from us, they have zero clue that they
Are you sure? Does he have a lisp?
are buying from the Mossad. We make like Truman Show. Everything is controlled by us behind the scene. In their experience, everything is normal. Everything was 100% kosher, including businessmen, marketing, engineers, showroom, everything.
And hence as to why a lot of people feel like our president has a pair of vice grips on his balls.
It's just amazing. We create a Truman Show. We are the directors, the actors, the performers. Everything in your life will be fake, and we will be pressing play. It's just incredible that when I say it, it sounds like an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. When they say it, it's just like, we're taking credit for what we do. We're the best at this, and we're sophisticated, and we'd like to tell you here on 60 Minutes. Anyway.
You dirty anti-Semite.
I want to also show you a graphic which demonstrates exactly how they were able to rig the pagers with the explosive. This graphic was provided by Reuters, who estimated that they used just 6 grams.
6 grams. Now, according to John Bray's math, best I remember, I think he said 2 grams, 3 at the most, but I think he said 2 grams is what it would require for a shape charge to do the damage needed to, eliminate Charlie.
Of PE-10 explosive to accomplish this far-reaching attack. Just 6 grams put inside of a functional pager. That's important too, because they actually had to make sure that they didn't put enough as to render the pager ineffective. They had to just put enough that it would explode. Here you go. On that left-hand side, you can see where it's pointing to the detonation material. Tiny, tiny. You got the battery cell and the detonation material right there on the bottom, the PE-10 explosive. It's a very, very thin amount. It's incredible, 6 grams.
And hence as to why John Bray's theory is that the battery is what struck Charlie in the neck. And looking at this, you could see exactly why. The explosive is right underneath the battery. So if something malfunctioned and the case came apart, you know, if it was in any way like this, which it kind of is on the inside, it would make sense that the battery would become a projectile.
Why am I telling you that? Now, assuming that Reuters is accurate, we can then reasonably assert that.
What's up, Matt? Matt, friends with Matt in the house. We have a celebrity in the chat. Let's go. And yes, you're right. 43 people watching. That is awesome, man. Yep, done had some super chats come in, got several new members. So yeah, we are doing good this morning. We are hanging out, having a good time. Thank you for dropping in here, Matt. I always appreciate you. You've been a good friend.
At 6 grams of PETN is not enough to confidently kill someone, right? They only killed 12
good goy instead of good God
out of 3,000 people. You can also confidently assess that they would have to use more if they wanted to guarantee more fatalities, right? I mean, in that regard, I would say the operation was kind of a failure because it demonstrated without question their precision, and it was psychologically damaging, no doubt. But in terms of real world consequences, you don't want to just take off the fingers of your enemies. That's only going to strengthen their resolve against you while they are still very much alive. Anyway, it got me wondering if 6 grams could take out fingers and.
Matt, I know you don't have a lot of time with all that editing that you've been doing to keep up with Candace and keep up with Baron and such. So I appreciate you stopping in to catch the highlights on the Candace last night. It was amazing. It was just, I was driving when I was listening to it. I was like, holy shit, she's come over to our side. She is on Team John Bray. So she has officially accepted the microphone theory.
And eyes. How much PETN explosive would you need to?
Welcome, Tony Wilson. I have not seen you in the chat before. We have a rule about people that pop up in here. If you show up once, we expect you to show up every time we go live, or at least as many as possible. So hopefully you will follow the rules, and we'll be seeing you a whole bunch. Best chat on the internet, bunch of cool people in here. Everybody will make you feel super welcome. And again, thanks for showing up this morning. And yeah, you're very welcome.
Guarantee a fatality. What would that look like? What would the size of that injury look like on a person? And so I decided to research and see if there were maybe some random YouTube channels that were dedicated to demonstrating doubling that amount, maybe tripling that amount.
And I agree, Tony Wilson.
Out and seeing what would happen. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not kidding you when I say that this was the very first video that I stumbled across on YouTube, just typing in PETN explosive. And it was just guys that were using 20 grams of PETN explosive within a tiny capsule. And they were
yeah, y'all got to watch this little YouTube clip. This is amazing.
Using it against bulletproof glass to see what would happen. And I want you to pay very close attention to what this person says, because I could not believe my ears. I was freaking out. Take a listen.
20-gram booster PETN charge. We're going to use it against the transaction window to see what the results.
Yes, Jax. And again, I was saying earlier, don't know if you caught it or not, but John has agreed, committed to doing a show once a month with us here at the Real One podcast. Which is awesome. We've done 2 to date, but yeah, he's going to start doing one once a month. And the last one was, I guess, about 3 weeks ago now. And so we do have another one coming up very soon. I talked to him yesterday. That is in the works. So yeah, everybody that is possibly listening or listens in the future, that is not subscribed, please do that. Make sure your notifications are on, because John Bray is the man. And yes, he will be on with us again in the near future. You don't want to miss that.
This is the first one that went.
Y'all go check Matt out when he goes live here in a little bit. Now listen real close.
The way I expected it to go. Yeah. I didn't expect the half-pounder to make like a laser beam through the guy's head. It's about the same as a gunshot. This is NIJ4 rated glass. Yeah, from a 30-06.
Oh, as a what? No. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? And this was done way before. Well, I'd say way before. This was done before Charlie was suddenly taken from us. What about that? What did he say that was similar to? Craziness.
So it's about the same foot diameter.
It's about the same as a gunshot from a 30-06.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm so sorry, guys. You know what? That right there deserved one of these, and I am so sorry that if I was a better host, I would have been all over that. But anyway, yeah. So I guess it probably. There you go, Miss Debbie. That was for you. Like I said, I apologize for not being all over that.
If you shot it against that bulletproof, you heard him correctly. I promise you. That was the first one I hit. He decided, and same results as a 30-06. 20 grams of PETN mimics the punch of a 30-06 bullet. Unbelievable. I want to be clear, this video was not posted to prove or debunk any conspiracy theories. In fact, it was published back in May of 2025. Charlie was very much alive. That's a full 4 months before Charlie was murdered. This was merely just par for the course on a channel that focuses on testing explosives and guns. There's no aim for them. This is what they do. This is how they have fun. So it is fascinating that they are saying it mimics the diameter of a third split, especially given the persistent conspiracy theory that Charlie's road mic was rigged with PETN explosive.
Ooh, I mean, she said it specifically. Yeah, not just an exploding microphone. That his road mic. Yeah.
I haven't much spoken about that because I wasn't a PETN expert until this Butler situation, speaking with people close to the situation, telling me about this strange set of circumstances and the possibility of some explosion.
And I'm sorry, D. Henderson, you almost snuck by me there. Thank you for showing up. It's good to see you. Great having you in the chat.
Explosives ring, and I went, wait, what? What are we talking about? Anyway, enough of conspiracy. Let's return to the facts. We fast forward now to February 4th, 2025, just a few weeks after Trump's inauguration into his second presidential term. Bibi Netanyahu enters the White House and presents President Trump with a gift. A golden pager, a nod.
Tell me that's not a threat. What the hell else would it be? I've made this point 1,000 times, and as far as I know, this is the first time Candace has made it. I don't mind. She didn't steal it from me, and you know what? If she did, she's more than welcome. But I've made this point over and over and over again. What was the purpose? Trump was not, he had absolutely nothing to do with the pager attack. I mean, this started like 10, 15 years ago and was executed while Biden was in office. So how else do you take it? What else why would he need a trophy for this? No, it wasn't a trophy. It wasn't about memories. It was about, we can reach out and touch you. We can get you anytime, anywhere. Remember that.
To the Mossad's pager operation. I'm sorry, but why? Why? What is the context of that? Is that like an inside joke? Is it a threat? Because Donald Trump was not president when the pager operation took place. President Biden was. So why would he gift this to Donald Trump? American troops were not involved, so far as we know.
Very, very good question. And I have wondered that myself. I have not come up with an answer yet, but if anybody else here, can come up with an answer, I would love it. That's something I do need to look into. I really don't know.
Why would he gift this to Donald Trump? What is the significance of this? This is not a tradition.
Oh, and just a little public service announcement for all of y'all that are now members. Please, after the show, not now, but at some point, go check out. There's only one. There are more to come, but you've got to check out the one custom emoji that y'all have access to by becoming a member. It is great.
Additional gift. This does not make sense in a traditional sense. Okay, like they give you something a samurai sword from Japan. I think they gave him a samurai helmet, actually, was the last gift that came from Japan. Saudi Arabia, gifts like jewelry and crowns. Switzerland gifted, very appropriately, a Swiss watch. What's up with the golden pager, BB?
Don't you know, as soon as BB left, Trump was like, somebody take that fucking thing and have it tested. And I mean, tested good. I want it x-rayed. I want everything. Make sure that thing is not hot.
Frankly, it was crass and it was off-putting. Children were murdered in this operation, and I'd like to think that America had nothing to do with it, but, I know better. We are, after all, supplying Israel with white phosphorus, the chemical, to burn Lebanese civilians alive. Did we know more about the pager attack than we let on? Did we assist somehow in this invisible supply chain that was happening? Anyway, suffice it to say that Butler now fascinates me. Most of all, Dan Bongino's strange reaction to it, Trump's reaction to it. He's satisfied. He wants it shut down. That's not how a man would act if it was an assassination attempt against him. Was it an assassination attempt, or was it an assassination?
Yes, Tina, I have a feeling there is some significance to that. It's not for no reason.
Success. Was it an assassination complete? I mean, perhaps the only good portion of this story is that I have it on authority. The widow of Corey Comparator and the family of Corey Comparator is not like Trump. They are not satisfied with the investigation. They are not happy with the fact that Secret Service agents never lost their jobs. They are not satisfied with the answers that they are receiving about how Corey Comparator was killed. Imagine that. Imagine a widow who has questions.
Yeah, imagine that. I thought widows were supposed to fake cry and tell you to shut up when you ask questions. I thought that's what widows did. I'm sorry.
Last I was informed, that particular widow didn't take over her husband's career in the blink of an eye. So, like I said, imagine that. We'll be right back after a break.
Yeah, she forgave him. And he hadn't even been convicted of anything yet. So. I wonder if those widows are dancing around in glitter pants. I don't know. You never know, I guess.
All right, you guys, do you feel like you are working harder than ever, but still falling behind every month somehow between grocery prices, bills, and credit card debt that's growing? It can feel impossible to get ahead. If that's holding you back, PDS debt can most certainly help. Minimum payments aren't designed to get you out of debt. They're designed to keep you stuck. PDS debt can help you reduce up to half of what you owe on credit cards, personal loans, and medical bills. And it starts with a free 30-second assessment at pdsdebt.com/Candace. So stop juggling multiple payments and get one lower monthly payment. The savings starts the day that you complete their 30-second assessment. If you are carrying any balance on your credit cards, it's costing you money every single day. There's no minimum credit score required. PDS debt is the top-rated company in the industry with thousands of 5-star reviews and A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. So get your free 30-second personalized assessment today at pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's pdsdebt.com/Candace. I also want to tell you guys about the Wellness Company because Americans love sushi. Over the last 2 decades, raw fish consumption has exploded. Sushi bars are everywhere. Grocery stores and gas stations sell it, and millions of people now eat raw fish weekly. But there is a hidden risk most people do not know about, and that is parasites. Salmon is one of the most popular fish worldwide, but it naturally contains more than 70 parasites. Most are tiny and nearly impossible to see, and they're making their way to the human body. Once inside, parasites can hide for years while frequently laying eggs before any symptoms appear. This is why many physicians are raising awareness about parasite exposure. Dr. Peter McCullough recommends doing a parasite cleanse at least once a year as a preventative measure. The Wellness Company offers a hard-to-access RX parasite cleanse, USA compounded ivermectin and benzosol, which paralyzes the parasite's nervous system and starves them. You can now get a more budget-friendly 45-capsule option that costs $250 less, giving you 2 21-day parasite cleanse cycles. Same formula as the original, just a smaller quantity. So head to twc.health/Candace and use code Candace at checkout to save $50, plus you'll get free shipping. Again, that's twc.health/Candace, and it's for USA residents only. I also want to remind you guys about Pure Talk because America does not stand for 250 years as a beacon of hope without the brave men and women willing to put their lives on the line to defend it. To honor those patriots, Pure Talk and its customers will raise $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. This essential foundation stands on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They do this by covering the basics: housing, access to VA benefits, transportation, and counseling. The tangible things that give veterans a hand up. And here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll have an opportunity to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership, and Pure Talk will match that donation until they hit 250,000. So enjoy unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. That is a fraction of big wireless companies, and you can be proud to partner with a wireless company that shares your values. Pure Talk. So head to puretalk.com/Owens to make the switch to Pure Talk. Again, puretalk.com/Owens to start saving. All right, you guys.
Anybody that wanted to hear all 3 of those ads in real speed, you're more than welcome to go back to her video to watch those. Just saying. I listened to them at regular speed the first time. So yeah, and you know what? And maybe look, I don't take any real offense to it, but I was a little bit upset. He on his show yesterday, he touched on the whole, that she talked about the pager, and He didn't ever mention that crazy YouTuber that super chatted him about John Bray and the exploding microphone. So I was a little disappointed. So any of y'all that spend a lot of time in his chat going to have to remind him. Hey, send an email to that email address that he super chatted you. Anyway.
I am FOIAing around, and I am not finding out, my friends. Like, I am not finding out at all. Who knew that this tool would be so difficult to get answers? They can just say, we don't want to tell you. That's what it feels like, at least. So I requested Kash Patel's schedule, a travel schedule, in the lead up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Just another thread that I'm pulling at. I don't know, because journalism, but also because there was this FBI plane, definitively an FBI plane, that landed into Salt Lake City, Utah on September 8th. So, Charlie, remember, he first went to Salt Lake City on the morning of the 10th.
Yeah, Jax, it's amazing that they assumed that there would be no more rounds coming downrange.
Which I found to be very unusual, that he would go there and do that weird restaurant interview, whatever it was, as his final interview. Well, there was an FBI plane that went to Salt Lake City, Utah on September 8th. And it's just interesting. That's all. Could be nothing.
Yeah, and just a short public service announcement. Speaking of John, I know I've brought him up several times. But one thing that we are going to talk about when he comes on is they are, he's got his YouTube channel that he's posted a few things to, not super active. But they have started another YouTube channel, more geared towards the store, the products that they sell. And he's been doing a lot of recording. And so they're going to really turn that into something. I guess just a lot of information, not just about their products, but, health in general. And I don't know, I'm not going to speak for him or what exactly he's doing there. But when that fires off, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe and give that plenty of attention. So we love John Aaron Bray here. He is a good dude, and I want to help him every way I can.
But it leaves Richmond, Virginia at 9:50 a.m. It gets into Salt Lake at 12 p.m. and then it departs Salt Lake just an hour later. Really quick trip. Doesn't mean Kash Patel was on the flight, but, just doing a bit of journalism, ruling things out, asking questions. So here's what we requested, and we had to fill out a form, which had to then be submitted. So we're just.
What's up, Brett, the man? These early mornings are rough on some. I know. I'm sorry, buddy. You'll have to back it up when we get done, but I think it has been a banger. We got over 50 watching. So, amazing. And I'm glad for every single one of them. Got lots of new members. So yeah, we are hanging in there.
Copying and pasting to you what we wrote, because like I said, it's a form submission. We wrote pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. We listed that. I request copies of records reflecting the official schedule, calendar, meetings, and travel of Kash Patel for the period of September 7th, 2025 through to September 10th, 2025. This request includes, but is not limited to, official calendars and schedule entries, travel authorizations, travel itineraries, transportation or flight records related to official government travel, expense vouchers and reimbursement records, meeting logs, visitor logs associated with official events, emails or memoranda, scheduling or coordinating official travel or appearances. I request that the search include records maintained by the Office of the Director, Executive Secretariat, the Protective Operations Units, and any office responsible for executive travel coordination. To minimize burden, I am not requesting classified information, protective methodology, sensitive security details, or personal private information unrelated to official government business. Please provide responsive records in electronic format where possible. If portions of the records are exempt from disclosure, please release all reasonably segregable non-exempt portions. Identify the specific FOIA exemptions relied upon for any withholding. Thank you. Okay, fair. We just want to know where he traveled. We're trying to say a lot to just say, these are 3 days. Whoever's in control of the calendar, schedule, we want that. We're not asking you for classified information. We're not fighting you. We don't want to know where he was doing personally. We don't want to know what, his girlfriend's concert was. If he's not on FBI business, it's not our business. That's our right. That's what we are paying for, to fly him around. In fact, we're even paying for his girlfriend's security. Least we can do is FOIA around and find out. Unfortunately, here's what we received back. Please be advised that unusual circumstances apply to the processing of your request. And then we go back to, here are what we can deem to be unusual circumstances. Okay. Number one, there is a need to search for and collect records from field offices, that are separate from the FBI. That's not going to be us. Number two, there was a need to search for and collect and examine a voluminous amount of separate and distinct records. That's not going to be us. Three, there was a need for consultation with another agency or two or more DOJ components. That's probably going to be us. I think it's always three, which will delay our ability to make a determination on your request within 20 days. So it's just an ability to delay. They could say, oh, well, it's one of these three things. We have to talk to somebody, right? So we're not going to be able to tell you back within 20 days. That's supposed to be a lot of time. It's supposed to get back to us within 20 days. Well, it involves somebody else. So we now have to talk to somebody. Now, for some reason, just me saying that I requested Kash Patel's records, which again is my right as a tax-paying citizen of the United States of America, for some reason, this deeply upset Blake Neff. I just want to weigh his reaction to me.
Blake Neff, what a little Poindexter. I'm telling you, what a goofy little nerdy ass, just a terrible little man.
Me merely filing an FOIA request.
Oh, Lordy, Romania in the house. Andrew Red, how are you doing? Thanks for sending us the good vibes. We could always use those. Thanks for dropping in the chat. We have a rule here. If you ever drop in once, we expect you to be in here as many times as you can, preferably every time we go live. Hopefully you will follow the rules and we will be seeing you in here lots. So thank you very much for stopping in here. Hang out with us for a while. Yep, we got Norway in the house too. Yep, absolutely. We got some Australia. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And Julie Brown, how are you doing? Good to see you. Would love to start seeing you more often too. Absolutely. And if y'all are not subscribed, please do. John Bray is going to be coming on again very soon and will be coming on once a month. So definitely make sure you're subscribed and make sure you got the notifications turned on, because you don't ever want to miss a show with John Aaron Bray. He is amazing.
And I want you to compare it to what you just heard from Charlie when things don't.
What's up, Nikki B? Better late than never. You know what? When we get done, just back her on up. You'll want to see the whole thing. I promise. It's been a good one. More positive lurker. Well, if that's what you, hey, look, to each their own, but we definitely love seeing you in the chat, and you're more than welcome anytime. Trust me, these people in this chat will definitely make you feel at home. And always some good side conversations going on there.
Add up. Here's
I always learn something from the chat. Always.
Blake Neff, the new representative of the Charlie Kirk.
Whoop, question everything in the house. How are you doing? Man, I tell you what, they just keep piling in. Y'all keep on coming. Thank y'all for showing up.
Kirk show. Charlie Kirk show. Really? Here's what Blake Neff wrote. Crashing out. Here we can see the latest thing that Candace will fixate on for the next 2 weeks as all important, the key to blowing the case wide open so that she has an excuse to harass more people. Of course, when she gets bored or successfully extracts whatever thing she is looking for, which of course will be a total nothing burger, she'll move on to dismissing it as irrelevant or just stop talking about it entirely and move on to her next fixation. This will continue until people stop falling for it. I'm like the queen of not moving on, Blake. In case you missed it,
stupid ass statement to start with.
This is why we are filing.
Why the hell of all the people in the world to pick a damn fight with, why does he want to pick a fight with her? I mean, fuck around, find out. One of these days, I'm assuming he's probably going to find out.
FOIA request. This is why, despite Andrew Colbert lying and trying to, I guess, allude to the idea that we made up the email where Erica was called an emotional asset, we filed an FOIA request, then we followed up on our FOIA request, and we're still going down that path because I told the truth. We don't actually let things go. In fact,
that truth is dangerous. Have you not heard? Really, really dangerous. The truth, you can't handle the truth. Little reference from A Few Good Men.
You guys usually call me obsessed. Obsessed people don't let things go. And I also want to say, Blake, you're right. I am obsessed with who killed Charlie Kirk.
Hey, you know what? You're killing me, Smalls. Absolutely. He has always given me those vibes. But you know what? I don't know if you watched Barron last night, or if you did, if you caught it or not. In spite of the fact of him being so pro Little Hat and giving me Little Hat vibe, giving everybody Little Hat vibes, the man was working for Stu Peters. He was writing his show material, actually at the same time that he was working for Charlie Kirk when he first started working for Charlie Kirk. Now, talk about a conflict of interest. I mean, look, nothing against Stu Peters. I listen to Stu Peters some, and he's got some good stuff. But that is two totally different messages. And for somebody to give you Little Hat vibes, also writing material for Stu Peters, that just goes to show another psychopath. He can be whoever for whomever.
Why aren't you? Why aren't you obsessed? Why don't you just rename the Charlie Kirk Show the Truman Show? I feel like that would be more appropriate for what's left over, whatever this is. It's like litter, watching you litter every single day on
What's up, Internet Complaint Department?
his name, on what he represented, on how he felt. You're upset because we're holding our government accountable because we pay money and this is what we're allowed to do, to say, hey, Cash, what were you doing on these days? Maybe it is nothing. That's correct. But guess what? It's my right to find out. It's not called harassment. In fact, I would almost say that the amount of tax-paying dollars that I get for absolutely nothing is a form of harassment. It feels like financial harassment to all of the Americans who are paying and being made to consume the Fed slop of the Charlie Kirk narrative. So anyway, we're going to keep filing until we get to the bottom of things. But I can promise you we will not be moving on. How's that, Blake? We will not be moving on because everyone can see what you guys are and who and what you are covering up for. You are fooling no one. But what we can say is that Blake does reflect the general.
I really, really, really feel like that by Kez that said Candace is such a bully. She probably could have put air quotes around the bully part, but I really believe that was meant to be a joke. Just to clarify for Kez, not speaking for Kez, but looked like there was a little bit of confusion over what you were talking about.
General mood of Turning Point USA, right? Grieving widow, no questions. Tears, no questions. No investigation. Everyone should just look at her as a victim, and that's it. They're angry and frustrated that we're just not consuming the slop. I mean, even Joe Rogan, I don't know if you saw this over the
I don't like Alpo.
weekend, he jumped into the ring, similarly asking the obvious, being a rational thinker, a layman, if you will, who's just wondering why nothing makes sense. He hosted Cameron Haynes on his podcast, and here's what he had to say.
Knowing that
I knew it was sarcasm. That's the way we do here in Tennessee, too. So, yeah, I picked up on that right off the bat.
I can go down a negative rabbit hole pretty easy. I try to
friendly fire.
avoid wading in that.
Well, sometimes it's like you just get fed up. You're like, where the are these Epstein files?
Yeah.
Who the is this? Why is this redacted?
Yeah.
Where is it? Who the killed JFK?
Joe Rogan, how dare you?
Okay.
Right.
Like, come out with it. What the who killed Charlie Kirk for real?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Why is that story so clouded in mystery? And why did they pave over the ground right after the shooting?
How dare you?
What the is going on there?
See,
Get pissed, Joe.
now you're making me in a bad mood.
It's easy to do. It's easy to do. It's easy to get locked up in there.
Easy, Joe Rogan. His best friends and the people around him are going to be really upset to hear you speaking like that. What's wrong with you? Are you obsessed? Are you crazy? Are you a psychopath? Is Joe Rogan a knife-wielding maniac on the subway?
Yeah, Jax, I don't care much for the headband myself, just saying. I prefer the battle bun over the headband.
Why doesn't he just accept the narrative? Joe Rogan, please just accept the Fed slop. Like I said.
What's up, Elizabeth? Better late than never. Hey, just come in and chat with us for a while. When we get done, you can go back and rewatch. You probably want to do that. It's been a good one, I think. A banger.
No one seems to have less questions than people like Blake Neff, Andrew Colbert, and Erica. Erica really just being what she was described as in that Department of War executive office email. She's just an quote unquote emotional asset that keeps getting boosted every time she gets emotional. Her job is to cry. And then for us to be scolded that it's our fault that she's crying because how dare we try to figure out who killed her husband? And that's what she did this weekend. Again, it's every week. You could set a timer.
It has to be your fault, Candace. All the rest of the time, there was no tears. It's only when you say something that she sheds a real tear. It has to be your fault. You ever notice that? Something like this is generally, or, some of the bigger issues, where she's really been, found out or something real big has dropped. It's the only time you ever see any real tears. If it's just about her husband or her late husband, no tears. She takes that dry Kleenex and dabs at her eyes,
This time it was on her show with Pastor James Candace, when somebody wrote in a question. I'm sure this wasn't just typed up by them, about spending time with their precious kids. And then she had an emotional breakdown. And then suddenly I'm being attacked because she's having an emotional breakdown in public. Like I said, it's a repeat tactic to garner an emotional response, to say, look, she's a damsel in distress, so you just need to feel bad for her. And I'm going to show you that moment here. And to be clear, I don't find it entertaining or funny when Erica cries. I don't find it funny when she says, I just want to go home, and cries. I just want to know why that was being boosted at the White House. Why the Department of War is saying this needs to be the #1 clip by morning within an hour of that taking place. I want to know who recorded it. I'm just tired of this overriding strategy.
Sounds like somebody's been watching Lionel. He always brings up the fact that, the two are connected. It's just like plumbing. I mean, there's just no way around it. When one starts leaking, the other one pretty much has to also.
So here is what Erica.
Never seen her wipe or I've never seen her blow or even wipe or dab her nose. So, very, very poor crying training is all I can say.
We're going to watch her have this breakdown, and then I'm going to explain to you why I am not feeling compelled or moved by it. Take a listen.
Yes, please comment, and if possible, 6 words or more is what I'm hearing. I'm just saying, it's worth a try. Thank y'all very much.
I have been married for 10 years. My husband is a hardworking farmer who has gone a lot. A year ago, I was questioning my marriage and felt like I was losing myself in the chaotic life of work and motherhood. Since finding a church, I recently got baptized.
I hate to interrupt Erica here, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen her makeup messed up. Has anybody else seen her makeup messed up?
My kids attend Sunday school, and we talk about Jesus in our home daily. Instead of nagging my husband, I embrace his hard work.
Yeah.
I know, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard. And, I haven't watched this clip really, really close, but I know she's making the sounds, but do we ever actually see a tear? Hey, oh, thanks. Thank you, Cody. Very, very generous. And you are correct. There's a few different substances that will do that, but yes, Vicks is one of the most effective.
Sorry.
You better finish reading it, sweetheart. Let me finish reading it.
I love him like a wife should when he comes home. Instead of losing myself to motherhood, I've completely embraced every second.
I've completely embraced it. I promise you, there's no tears coming out of my eyes. I'm just saying, did we ever actually see any tears? I don't know. Just asking questions. Let's see. Muriel Shore. Good to see you in the chat. I don't think I've seen you here before. Let's pull that comment up. I feel she continually dries dry eyes. Exactly. Oh, good to see you here. We've got a rule. Anybody shows up in the chat, we expect them to show up every time we go live, or at least as much as possible. Thank you for showing up. Hopefully you'll abide by the rule, and we'll see you here a lot. This is the best, most friendly, most welcoming chat on the internet. Hey, Bree, what is up? Good to see you here. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
It. Never wanting my precious
I'm about to have to go do my real job, so we got to watch this anyway.
babies to grow up. It seems like the more I pour myself into my daily readings, church, and family, the devil shows his face more than I have ever witnessed. Why does it seem like the closer you get to God, the harder the devil works on you?
Yeah. Look, for those of you that can't see, and I have the blessing and the benefit of knowing Erica and Charlie so well that I know exactly why Erica's in tears, you know?
Like I said, this is a weekly installment. Okay. It's a weekly installment where we have a pastor that is telling us, being told it's demonic and, oh my God, the devil wants to, right in the moment where I'm just trying to be with my kids, the devil, you're not just trying to be with your kids. So it was an unrelatable question. You should have said next
Not
question.
at all.
Secondly, after my memory of what happened in Maine, which, to be clear, I was not on vacation in Maine. I just went up for one day because I saw people saying, oh, you had a whole vacation. No, I went up for one day and I had given birth a few weeks earlier, 8 weeks earlier, May 2nd. And after Charlie's assassination, I feel like I went through some sort of a brain trauma. Like it took a while for me to come up for air, to feel like I could think again. And remembering this, after we finished the show on Friday and we went upstairs because we had a late night here, as you guys know. And I said to my husband, oh my, do you remember this when we went up to Tucker's house? And afterward, he told us that he had dinner with Charlie and Erica. And before I even said anything in front of my entire team, my husband goes, yeah. And he told us that Erica was like very hardcore against Israel. Of course, he did not forget this at all. I just went, yeah. Like I totally blacked out. I totally forgot the trip happened, that day trip. I totally forgot that Erica said this. And here is what has deeply troubled me about it. Here is why it feels like such a big deal. Because in the manner in which Tucker expressed it, okay, everyone was friends, A. There's no incentive that can be assigned to that conversation. It was him venting the frustration of what.
Brett, you the man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And absolutely, woohoo, monetized. And also, I did shout out Crystal, but again, shout out Crystal on her call out from Candace. And a huge day on X. She was actually in the chat earlier, Brett. So I don't know that she's still in there, but she dropped in earlier. And so, yeah, big shout out. Congratulations, Crystal.
Happened to Sass, him being a friend to Charlie and Erica, and the amount of pressure that Charlie was under because of his speech at Sass. And it was us discussing the shifting viewpoints of our friendship. Okay. No one had an issue, a question mark, or anything about Erica. Tucker loved Erica. He was like, she's hardcore. He also said she hated the pastors that were around him, right? What that means is that Erica, as the wife and the confidant of Charlie Kirk, was pushing him to be more anti-Israel. This is why it troubles me. Okay. I want you to understand this. She was pushing her husband to be more anti-Israel. The very thing that the majority of the world believes killed him. Was she speaking on the other side, from both sides of her mouth? She then goes with him after she has this dinner with Tucker. She goes with him to the Hamptons and sits across from Bill Ackman at a dinner when Bibi Netanyahu is called. She's playing both sides and pushing her husband.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. I do. Cherise, good to see you in the chat. You know about that rule. You show up once, we expect you here every time. So hopefully we'll see you more and more. If you enjoy this and other, hey, John Bray, there's a bunch of John Bray people in the chat. So if you like John Bray, you definitely need to check out the couple that I have done with John Bray. But I talked to him yesterday. He's committed to one coming on once a month, and that one will be probably in the next week or so. So, yeah, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you got the notifications on because there'll be lots of that coming up. Also, we've got I'm sorry, my phone started ringing and I just lost it. So, all right, we got one coming up with Scarrica Kirk, if anybody's familiar, and got some other good ones coming up. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there.
And to be anti-Israel, the thing that the majority of rational people believe killed him. Okay? The majority of us believed that him turning against Israel killed him. And then after he dies, rather than asking any questions about Israel or telling us the truth about his shifting viewpoints or telling us the truth about her shifting viewpoints, she does a complete 180 and says people that ask questions about Israel, that's brain rot. I accept the Tyler Robinson narrative. I'm partnering further, taking over his company and partnering further with pro-Israel narratives and pro-Israel pastors who I told Tucker Carlson that I hated the pastors that were around him. Erica was anti-Israel in July before she went to a pro-Israel summit at Bill Ackman's house. None of this is clocking. That's what bothers me. And if she intentionally pushed him to be more anti-Israel and, yeah, no, babe, you got this. No, push back harder on that donor. No, you tell this guy this. Then what? They said, no, we can't control him. We can't bring him back. We have to take Charlie Kirk out. Think about that. Think about what I'm saying to you. It is so dark and it is so twisted, but I am telling you what I am saying is the truth. That is what Tucker said to us after we got off air. He had dinner with Charlie and Erica was more anti-Israel than Charlie. So what the hell changed, Erica? Why couldn't you find it within you to tell the truth about Charlie's shifting viewpoints? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I forgot this for a bit. I never questioned God's timing. I'm grateful that I forgot the trip, that I knew something was bothering me about Erica's allegiance to Israel. And it was because she wasn't to Charlie. She lied to her husband about her viewpoints. That's why. And why?
And I mean, I can only come to one conclusion as to why. I don't think it was just a matter of being different, changing your ideals depending on who you're talking to or who you're in front of. To me, it feels more sinister than that. Allegedly, I'm kind of with Barron on that. Well, and her, but it feels like possibly she was pushing him in that direction. And she had to know what was going on with him and the donors and all that. And if that is the case, that is it's just unbelievable.
She do that. So she could go, well, you couldn't control him, but you can control me. I support Israel. I'll be the CEO. Sorry he went that way. It's very sad. I can be your queen. We'll be right back after a break. All right, you guys, the best moments in life are not the big milestones. They are the everyday memories that we make with the people that we love.
Hey, at Plant, I have not seen you in the chat before. Good morning. Good to see you here. And absolutely, John Bray does rock. I've talked to him a few times. He's come on a few times and talked to him a bunch, and he's quickly becoming a good friend of mine. I really, really appreciate his work. He's very smart, very, very honest, and just a good dude all the way around, and got some awesome products. So y'all definitely need to check out his products. We're going to talk a lot about that when he comes on here in the next week or so. Yep. Plant, we've got a rule about people that just pop into the chat. We expect them to be here every time, or at least as much as possible. So hopefully you will adhere to that rule, and we will see you in here a bunch, because this is the coolest, best chat on the internet. It could always stand to be a little bigger. Yes, but welcome. These people here in the chat will make you feel super welcome also. And I think right there is as good a place as any to call it as far as the video part of it goes. There we go. And I'm sorry, I hate if I screwed anybody up with the background. Miss Debbie, I appreciate you your kind words about the background. I'm working on it. Let's check a few of these chats before we get out of here, and then I got to go do some real work. So, oh God, the Black Widow comment, surely not. Surely not. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Ain't that something? Which I knew about him for a pretty good while, but I never did care for his his just to be totally honest, his pro-Israel stance. He was a little bit too much for me. I appreciated him. I respected him. I mean, all of that. But I didn't listen to him that much because of that. It's just too much for me. But there towards the end, I started listening to him a lot more. And I noticed the shift, especially after the PBD podcast. So well, I'm glad you stopped in to see me knowing Coach was knowing Coach was coming on. But yes, absolutely. That makes me feel really good. I love watching Coach, to be honest with you. I wish I did super chat him once, but I need to get him to answer a DM on X or something. I would love to hook up with him, which I get it. He's really big, so it is what it is. But I do like Coach. But thank you very much, Sharice. I really appreciate that. That is awesome, and you are obviously welcome anytime. We'd love to see you back. Love to see you back every time. Let's see what Cody's got. The Spring Pass LNG terminal, America's largest energy export hub, wasn't built by chance. It's a key piece of a much bigger plan, and soon everyone will understand why. Yeah, hopefully, maybe you can enlighten me a little bit on that when I talk to you here in a little bit, Cody. I don't know, Miss Debbie. Look, in a way, I agree. In a way, but in a way, I don't know, because if that was to indeed be the case, I mean, I would never look at him the same again. I mean, he would lose all respect. He knew, trust me, he knew what his following was, and he knew what this would do to people. Look at not even considering people's actual feelings and how many people were heartbroken, but just look at the amount of hours that have gone into investigating this thing to find out that that was all for nothing. But not only that, that all these people around the world now on that night, I mean, there were vigils all around the world. And then for that many hearts to be broken, if I was to find out that he knowingly did that to everybody for whatever reason, there is no reason, there is no reason in the world to justify that. That's just the way I look at it. That's the only thing. I mean, yes, in a way, I see it would be nice to, yeah, he's still alive, but at the same time, that would make him a super shitty individual, in my opinion. I hate it. Hey, we got us a new member. Looky there. Mystic Gypsy. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, exchanged Charlie for a VP spot on the 28 Vance ticket. Hey, that's fine. I mean, it's shitty, but I mean that I don't think that's going to get her anywhere. Either one of them. I don't know. I just don't. Just don't. Yes. Oh, Cody, thank you so much. Thank you. Too kind. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. All right. The phone's starting to ring back to back to back. That means it's getting to be about that time. All right. Let's see here. Scroll through these real quick. Love all the new regulars in the chat. Absolutely. Brett, me and you both. Thank you. Awesome. That is good news. That is really good news. All right. Let's see. Yeah, definitely a long time plan launched by Philly. I mean, like, look, we all know they bragged about how the pager thing was a 15-year operation or whatever it was, 10-year. So, yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. And I'm honestly, that's That's probably right. The day they started backing him was probably the day this plan was also hatched. If he goes off the reservation, if we can't control him, this is what we're going to have to do. I mean, you've always got to have an exit strategy. So I'd say there's probably a good chance of, probably a good chance of it. Probably a plan for a long time. Yes, y'all go watch Matt here in a couple hours. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. What else? Let's see. All right. Hey, thank you. You're my new favorite, just for saying that. Absolutely. We'll be looking for you in the chat now. All right. We will be looking for you in the chat next time. Thank you, Keza. Thank you, Keza. Okay. Hey, there's Mystic Gypsy. I'm glad you stopped in, Mystic. You are awesome. Hey, Mystic is the shit, in case anybody in here don't know. She is the shit. All right, guys. Hey, thank y'all for all the super chats. Thank you for all the regular chats. I absolutely love the chat. I always learn something, always get a good laugh. Hey, thank you, Mystic. It looks like 5 of y'all are going to get a membership. Make sure you thank Mystic. Again, thank you, Mystic. That is great. That is awesome. Whoever ends up with those, make sure y'all also thank her for that. We're going, like I said, here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to give it at least a week or two, and that way everybody can be thinking of some topics. But I'm going to give it a couple weeks, let some more people pile in there, and then I want to hear from y'all. Let me work on the best. Let me work on the best way to do that. I don't know if just an email or I don't know. Let me think on that. But yes, I definitely want to hear from y'all on that. That is what I plan on gearing the member streams towards, is off topic, things y'all want to talk about, other things that y'all want to hear about. So like I said, Miss Susan, it's going to be the moon landing. That's going to be the first one for Miss Susan. So anyway, all right, guys, I really appreciate y'all for coming out. Thank y'all so much. This was a banger. The chat was hopping. I always loved that. Be looking for the next one to pop up. I'm going to try to get this one done a little bit more in advance. I'm sorry, I was really busy yesterday. I'll try to get something on this afternoon or this evening for tomorrow morning. But yeah, unless something bad happens, we will plan on meeting back here. So anyway, guys, love every one of you. Yeah, she said that she probably was going to have to be on the replay crew. So yeah, it's all good. She got to get that rest sometime. So she'll probably be in here in the morning. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much again. Like, share, subscribe. If you're not, please do. We finally made the 500 mark. Now we're working on that 1,000, and we're just going to keep going from there. So yeah, awesome. I'm gonna go do my real job. I'm gonna go sweat a little bit, and then I'll see y'all back here, guys. Thank y'all. Can't wait to see y'all back right here real soon.